What's good, people? Genesis Elijah. I wanted to make this video because I put up a post I tweeted a couple of days ago just about the worries during this time. A lot of people dealing with anxiety. I guess it's heightened right now. I'm not really sure, like this isn't a video about really how to stop it, because that's not a thing. It's just kind of like how I cope. It's not something I deal with on a regular basis, but in this or these kind of situations where you're really at kind of like a heightened, you really have heightened stress levels, there's a few things I feel like can help. And I did mention some of these on my 10 ways to survive a lockdown. And these aren't in any particular order either. I feel like education is key. So really just kind of understanding the basics of what we're going through. Just so you're not kind of relying on the scaremongering or the misinformation. I feel like that's important, just so you kind of know what you're dealing with. You never want to be, kind of a fantastical way where you're looking at it like, everything is perfect, but you also don't want things to look at it like it's all doom and gloom. I think Tony Robbins, he says, don't look at it worse than it is or better than it is, man. Look at it like how it is, like what's really going on. And I think that really helps in rationalizing what we're actually going through. Another thing is limiting the amount of information on the coronavirus and pandemics that you're taking in. At the moment, the media is dominating everything we do, and that, rightly or wrongly, like I said, you need to be informed. But what you don't need to be doing is letting that dominate every part of your day, where all you're taking in is that kind of content. Like I said before, diet isn't just what you eat, it's what you consume, eyes, ears. And I feel like if you're only taking in that information, if anxiety is something you deal with, or that's part of your anxiety, you're definitely going to put yourself in a bad position. Coming off that, keeping your mind busy is definitely a good way to combat that, which is why in the one I did, the 10 things to do, there's a lot of things on there you can do. So go check that out. Speaking to friends, speaking to family, trying to stay, if you're that kind of a person who needs that social interaction, making sure that you're trying to keep that social interaction as much as you can. Some people are like that. Me personally, I'm not like that. I can never talk to anyone again. I'm good, I don't care. Like, I'm cool on my own, innit? But a lot of people, they need that social interaction to survive. And at the same time, I get my social interaction. I'm in a house with people, and obviously I'm online talking. There's lots of different ways. House parties big right now. Everyone's doing a video conferencing with their friends and strangers and all that. You know what I mean? Another thing, again, that whole thing about diet, what you're taking in. I find comedy really helps. Like, laughing really helps. Watching things that aren't just about death and destruction. And I also feel like this is kind of a lesson to take when we come through this, the other side. Is really just like, we take in so much negativity on a daily basis. Really trying to just address that balance, making sure that you're getting some good stuff as well, man. You're laughing, you're having jokes, expressing yourself through creative ways. I've seen so many people that have taken up drawing, playing instruments, It's a really good way to not only use your time, but also to express yourself. The way I see anxiety is when your brain has too many questions than you have answers for. It gets loud, there's a lot going on. Sometimes being creative or finding an outlet just kind of quietens that noise. Also, just talking, just being open, and letting other people know how you're feeling makes, in some cases, is really going to help. At this time, I feel like community is super important, and I don't just mean community in where you live, but just community in general, the people you interact with, people helping each other get through hard times. That's really what it's all about, man. So if you're going through a hard time, find someone you can talk to, and really just encourage each other. Like I say, man, have jokes with each other. And I feel like what encapsulates this whole situation most is the great poet and philosopher Daniel Bedingfield said, I gotta get through this. I gotta get through this. And I feel like if we all stick together, we will gotta get through this together. Peace.